I'm Angela Tenero, Director of Regional Services, and with me today is Leslie Rich, Community Engagement Team Leader, both with Girl Scouts of Western Ohio. Throughout the webinar, you will be in what we call on mute and listen only mode. To the right of the screen is a box with multiple tabs. There's a tab labeled questions. If you have any questions, you can type your questions in here. You can minimize this box or you can drag it to either side of your screen. This webinar is designed to be about 40 minutes in presentation, and then we'll have time to answer those questions at the end as well. The key resource we'll be referring to today can be found in the tab labeled Handouts in the box on the right. And this resource is called the Family Partnership Training and Resource Guide. If you don't have a copy of it currently, don't worry, because you will receive 2 copies at this month's Service Unit Roundtable, or you can download it here if you'd like. And if you don't make your roundtable, then please reach out to your community engagement team leader for a copy. We'll also be referring to another document today. It's the Troop Financial Management, and we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of our presentation. Today, we will cover everything you and the team in your service unit needs to know how to run a successful family partnership campaign, including how Girl Scouts of Western Ohio is funded, how to run a successful campaign in your service unit, an overview of the options, resources available for a successful campaign, as well as those goals and reports. And finally, like I said earlier, we're going to have time for to answer any of those questions you may have typed in. Before we begin, we'd like to find out from you how many people are really experienced with participating in the Family Partnership Campaign or implementing one in your service unit. We're going to put a poll up on your screen. The poll is open right now. Click yes if you have helped in any way in implementing a family partnership campaign in your service unit, and no if you have not. We'll wait a couple more seconds. It looks like only half of our group on today has voted. Wow, look at that. We've got about 90% of the group on today. Well, 82, it's constantly changing, but a large portion of you or percentage of you have supported family partnership in the past, and there's a small that haven't. Don't worry, today's webinar is for both those that are seasoned to family partnership and to Girl Scouts, and those that might be new to it. Thanks for participating in our poll. A little bit about what is family partnership. The Family Partnership Campaign provides financial support that enables girls and adults to achieve the mission and the goals of the Girl Scout program. When you make a gift to Family Partnership, you join other caring Girl Scout parents, volunteers, paid staff, community members, and area businesses in forming a funding partnership, one that's focused on investing in the development of today's girls. We all know that engaging families and parents in their daughters' experience in Girl Scouts makes it so much more enriching for them. This is absolutely one of the ways that they can help out and get involved. The campaign runs from October 1st to September 30th. And if you notice, that's the exact same time frame of the Girl Scout membership year. This helps make it easy for you to determine the start and end date for the support that you will provide. So how much does it cost? First, it's important to help everyone understand the cost of delivering the Girl Scout leadership experience to our over 40,000 girl members, that it's much more than that annual membership fee and the dues that they pay to the troop. We estimate that the council dedicates between $300 to $400 per individual every Girl Scout year. And this investment includes providing training, support to leaders, keeping the cost of program opportunities low, providing financial assistance for beyond the troop opportunities, including are amazing camp experiences. Additionally, it is important to note that that entire $15 annual membership fee is sent directly to Girl Scouts of the USA, our national organization. However, please note the financial support that we provide for that fee for our girls comes directly from our council. Last year, we helped subsidize over $300,000 toward membership fees. Lastly, it would be beneficial for you to mention that 100% of the money donated during the Family Partnership Campaign goes back to the girls in your service unit to offer all these kinds of supports. Many people think that the Girl Scout cookie and fall product programs provide all the funding the council needs. Unfortunately, this is by no means the case. Like any well-run business, income must come from a variety of different sources to ensure Girl Scouts' long future. Here's a summary of our overall income by percentages. You're seeing only 78% actually comes from product programs. That is quite a bit, and you can see why we're dependent on it, but it is 78%. That means we need to find 13% to come from different contributions, including our United Ways and different grants. You're seeing that 7% comes from our program fees and 2% from retail sales. The continued support of volunteers and parents of our girl members who believe in the Girl Scout mission, the promise, the law, this is all critical in maintaining a financially sound organization. Here's where we get to thank you. Thank you, and with your leadership and support to Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, almost need a drum roll, wish I could hear you. This past year, we brought in over $58,000 through the Family Partnership Campaign as of September 15th. Now remember, the Family Partnership Campaign runs October 1 to September 30th, so there still could be some money that came in through the month of September that we haven't noted on our books yet. And we really appreciate your commitment to ensuring that every girl throughout Western Ohio and Southeast Indiana has this opportunity to benefit from the Girl Scout leadership experience. This number really represents the hours you have spent planning and supporting the Family Partnership Campaign in your service unit. We can't say thank you enough. At one of our fall or winter roundtables, we will celebrate this together and our overall success. And I can tell you to date, 34 of our service units have met their family partnership goal, and I have a feeling that's going to go higher once we finalize our number. Now, Leslie's going to walk us through your role as a volunteer.
Thanks, Angela. Your role as a family partnership chair includes 7 key expectations. 1, we want you to make your donation to Family Partnership and share with others that you are leading the way by making a financial commitment to building leaders in our council. 2, create a plan for your campaign and make sure that you engage the service team to generate ideas and participation. You also have a staff support in your community engagement team leader in your region, so make sure that you share that plan with them and ensure that it's included in your larger service unit annual plan so that everyone on the service team, all of the staff people that are supporting you in your service center are aware of that. 3, know and understand how to use the campaign resources, and we'll be talking more about those as we go throughout today. 4, implement that plan that you spent time creating. 5, use a variety of methods to communicate the campaign with your volunteers and the family members of girls in your service unit. 6, once you kick off your campaign, collect and prepare those reports and donations and return them to your regional Girl Scout Center before that deadline of September 30th. And finally, recognize donors for their efforts and their generosity. few things that we want to make sure that we remind you of today. The Family Partnership Campaign is adult-driven, and every caretaker and volunteer should have the opportunity to make a contribution. And more than the overall goal, we want to encourage 100% participation within each of our service units. And lastly, make sure that you're using more than one method or resource to reach potential donors in your service unit. You know, we know sometimes a phone call or an email may get missed, so think about all the different ways that volunteers in your service unit receive information and use all of those to get the word out about the Family Partnership Campaign in your service unit. Now we'll talk about the 4 key components to consider when managing a quality family partnership campaign. When we think about a successful campaign, we want to make sure that everyone is taking the time to plan, educate, implement, and celebrate. So first, plan. How will you implement a successful family partnership campaign? What will that look like? Next, you're going to educate. Make sure volunteers and families understand what family partnership is and where those dollars go. Next, you'll implement your campaign. What are the activities and communication that you will use to drive support for the campaign? And finally, take time to celebrate those gifts that are given and the girls supported in your service units during the campaign. The resource guide that is within your handout section gives you several ideas of how to effectively implement this approach. Remember, you are not alone when it comes to the campaign. There's an entire volunteer team around you. That's your service team, and you will work closely with all of them to support the adults and girls involved in Girl Scouts in your community along the way. You also have direct support from your community engagement team leader, and we want to make sure that you know the names of the staff members in your region and take time to write your direct contact down on page 2 of your guide if you already have it. If not, take a little note. In the north, your team leader is Christy Gustin. In the central region, covering the greater Lima area, is Lynn Bryan. And supporting the greater Dayton area in the central region is Cindy McCurdy. In the south, we have Erin Filkey, and you have me, Leslie Rich. Now that you know who your support is, and we celebrated our goal achievement for 2015 and 2017, we want to share our goals for 2016 and 2017 for each region. In the north, the goal is $11,760 for 784 girls. In the central region, the goal is $15,300 for 1,020 girls. And in the south, the goal is $21,015 for 1,401 girls. We'll also add in $16,925 from the community rewards programs that are available. That gives us a grand total of $65,000 for 4,333 girls. We hope that you have received your individual service unit goal at the past roundtable from your community engagement team leader or manager. If you have not received that yet, please make sure to connect with your community engagement support staff today. You may have noticed that along with the dollar amount goal, you are seeing the number 4 girls that we will also support with this campaign. This number is based on the membership fees we help subsidize annually in every service unit across our council. And we know that the girl is the most important part of Girl Scouts, and adult volunteers make the difference in the lives of girls in their community. Caregivers want their girls to have access to life-changing experiences. And we know the reality is not everyone can afford this. We also know that adults that commit their financial support to Girl Scouts of Western Ohio do so to make sure these opportunities exist for all girls. This year we are asking each region and service unit to share the number for girls that you will be supporting as a result of giving the family partner giving to the Family Partnership Campaign. And this number is a great way to really connect with adults in your community as to the impact their gift can have for girls. So if you have already received your goal, you probably already noticed that there's a monetary amount and a number of girls. And this is broken down for every service unit within our council for each regional goal. And again, we really encourage you to put an emphasis on the number of girls that your service unit has the potential to support during the community or the Family Partnership Campaign this year. If you refer to your resource guide, you'll see there are several different campaign resources for you to use to implement the Family Partnership Campaign throughout the year. However, this does not mean that you can't be creative and think on your own. We know that Girl Scout volunteers are some of the most creative of volunteers in the country. And if you are not sure about a specific activity or whether or not it meets Girl Scout guidelines, we recommend that you have a preliminary conversation with your community engagement team leader. Some of the strategies that we recommend include, 1, to donate during registration. Starting at the beginning of the membership year, but also including early bird and on time, parents can donate toward Family Partnership as they register for the membership year. This is probably the easiest way for folks to support Girl Scouts financially. And the link to do that is www.gswo.org/donate. And you can also encourage families to round up to $20 or $25 when registering themselves and their daughters for Girl Scouts. Our next strategy, host a service unit event or activity. This is where you would invite Girl Scout parents and guardians, as well as friends, to participate in an exciting or a new activity and event where they learn about the events of the Girl Scout program and make an investment to the Family Partnership Campaign. 1, make sure that you advertise on your flyers, invitations, and tickets that this event is to raise funds to support Family Partnership. During the event, educate your audience about the leadership experience and how Family Partnership supports girls and adults in the council. Finally, collect and submit admission fees charged for the event or proceeds raised from the event for the Family Partnership Campaign. You can also make an additional ask for an investment for girls during your event. Strategy 3 is a matching gift program. Through the matching gift program, family members can double their contribution or even triple it if their company supports a matching gift option. Make sure parents are aware of this opportunity. We have brochures available if you need those, along with a list of companies that we currently are aware of who have matching gift programs. This is not an exhaustive or all-inclusive list, and we know that there are new employers all the time that are interested in supporting Girl Scouts, and we need your help to make sure that this list is as complete as possible. Strategy 4 is our troop envelope option. With this option, leaders would write the names of their troop members on a list, and you can see an example of that list in your resource guide. They would use this list to document each Girl Scout family that has received and returned a Family Partnership envelope. Finally, the leaders would distribute an envelope or a Ziploc baggie and a letter to each Girl Scout family explaining the Family Partnership Campaign, as well as deadlines for returning their donation or baggie to a troop meeting. Once all of those donations are received back, the Girl Scout troop leader will put those donations into the troop envelope and seal it. And then they return that troop envelope to you at the next service unit meeting or a date that you've designated. This is a great strategy that many service units use in the spring. And lastly, don't forget about community rewards. These differ in each region. We have Kroger Rewards, Community Cash Rewards, and Amazon Smile. If you would like flyers to distribute, please make sure to request these flyers from your community engagement manager or your community engagement team lead. Kroger Rewards expire each May with that designation, and so make sure that at your March and April service unit meetings, as well as in any communication that you're sending out about the campaign, that you remind families to re-register in May. Can you imagine what we could raise if even half of our 40,000 Girl Scouts families signed up for community rewards? We also recognize that families support Kroger Rewards for their schools, houses of worship, and sports teams. This is something that I do as well. And so I split my Kroger Rewards in half, and one portion of the year, my Kroger Rewards go to Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, and the second half of the year, my Kroger Rewards go to my children's school. And this is something that many, many families do, and if you receive questions about this from your service unit volunteers, share this as an option with them. We want to make sure that we encourage service units and troops to sign up right away to start earning rebates for Girl Scouts of Western Ohio for something they do all the time, grocery shopping. Also, Amazon Smile donates 0.5% of the price of your eligible Smile purchases to Girl Scouts of Western Ohio. And it has the same products that you already know from Amazon, and almost everyone, especially during the holidays, is shopping at Amazon, and it's an easy way to start supporting Girl Scouts. We also want to take a minute to hear from you, and you can type this in the chat log or the questions log. What great ideas you've used already in your service unit. We know we've got a lot of experience today on our webinar. So ideas that you have or events that you've implemented that have been very successful, we would love to share with the rest of the group. Just a reminder, be creative. Don't limit yourself. Think about how the event that you have planned fits in with your community, their interests, their passions, their culture. And think about who else can help you. You're not in this alone. You have probably many volunteers or parents and caregivers in your service unit that would help drive and support the Family Partnership Campaign if they're just asked. So far, I don't see anything in our chat log or our question log with ideas. And the great thing is that Angela and I both have a few to share with you, maybe to get your creative juices flowing as you think about an event that you can implement in your service unit or an event that you could tweak to make that much more exciting and impactful for family partnership. So as a part of the celebration for Juliet Lowe's birthday, there was a service unit that hosted a family movie night. And this service unit worked with a local church that already had a projector, a screen, and a popcorn machine. And their ticket price and concession sales went directly to Family Partnership. All of the supplies for the popcorn and the soft drinks were donated by a local grocery store, which allowed all of those funds raised to go directly to Family Partnership. The service unit did not have to put out any money up front that would be taken away from what families contributed to financial support. And at the beginning of the movie, a volunteer took a time to share with parents the way that girls in their very own service unit had benefited from the funds raised for family partnerships. Many families were surprised that the funds returned to the girls were greater than the goal amount for their community. This information drove many families in the audience to give additional funds at the end of the evening, and the service unit's entire goal was met with this one event. This tells us that information is powerful. When we are able to answer the questions families have about where the money goes, their understanding and belief in the Girl Scout leadership experience grows, as does their financial gift. Now I'm going to turn it over to Angela for her to share a story.
And thanks, everyone. They've started sharing some ideas, which I think what we'll do is send out when we send out the survey so everyone can see these great ideas that are popping up. And I did see one that popped up that I'd like to share their story. Last year, one of our service units in the North implemented a cake auction. And what they did was truly engage the families by asking parents to work with their girls and bake a cake, bake cupcakes, or any home-baked item. They even identified what badge requirements their girls would be working on by participating in this activity. Parents and the community then came out to support their girls, even a local auctioneer who donated his time. I was there. I saw it firsthand. As a matter of fact, I think that I'm looking at something that I helped support, that Mickey Mouse up there in the top corner on the right. Yep, that was me who donated that. They actually had 38 items created and donated, and this service unit raised $1,265 toward their family partnership goal. One cake went for almost $100, and I think the lowest was around $15. One of the most recognizable parts of planning this event is that it wasn't even organized by the family partnership chair. Another member of the service team had an idea, had all the contacts, and actually made it happen, where the chair provided any support that was needed to that individual. So this is how we're using each other and taking advantage of our contacts and the knowledge that our service team has. The other thing I really like about this service team is they actually know when activities have a lifespan. So every few years I see them recreate something new in order for them to sustain or grow their family partnership support. We know this cake auction was awesome last year. They're making some changes to it. However, eventually it could live out its lifespan, and I know the service unit will come up with a new idea. So as I said, thanks for sharing all those great ideas that you have in the question log, and we'll make sure that you all get to see exactly what everybody else is sharing. All of us can think of a girl or an adult who, without the financial assistance or membership subsidies available, they would not be able to become a Girl Scout, participate in a troop or a service unit activity, or even attend a day camp or go on a destination. The Family Partnership Campaign gift is an investment and something close to home and close to your heart. Your girl, their girls, our girls. And the number one fundraising secret that we're going to share, listen in, is to simply ask. You would be surprised to know how many people have never even been asked to give, but are more than willing to contribute to the organization. Never assume that someone can't or won't give. Even the smallest donation goes a long way in helping. As Leslie said earlier, it's about 100% participation versus the dollar amount that's contributed. Remember, when you share the message with the parents and with your volunteers, you are doing this for the girls, and letting them be the motivation behind all Family Partnership Campaign activities and messaging will make it even more meaningful and fun. Lastly, I want to point out to you that there are still council processes that need to be followed. Review that troop financial management packet. It has a lot of the ins and outs and the do's and don'ts that you need to know as a family partnership chair. Remember to complete those important forms, the project funding approval form, or even the additional money earning form, to make sure you have everything in track. You are role modeling for our volunteers. So by following this process and all of the other policies that exist, you're role modeling for our troop leaders exactly how a money earning activity is supposed to happen. Finally, we want to say to you again, thank you. Thank you for everything that you all do and for what you're about to do on behalf of the over 40,000 girls and 12,000 adult volunteers in Girl Scouts of Western Ohio. So Leslie, why don't you take a peek in that question log to see if there's any questions that have come up and that we can answer today.
A few questions, and they're really great ones that I want to make sure.
Leslie, we lost your recording. Leslie, we still cannot hear you. One of the questions that I can see is, what do all the funds from Family Partnership go toward? My feeling is they go where the need is, and whether camps or even salary, it is a need, and I understand without staff, we as volunteers wouldn't have a program. We have to remember that financial support to the council comes in from a variety of different sources, just like we talked about in how the council is funded. This year, our intent is to take Family Partnership and really dedicate it to the financial support that we provide all of our girls in every service unit for the membership subsidy. So that's where our focus is this year. All of the funding comes in and supports all of operating, but this is one of the key things that we're focused on this year. And that's why we are saying the 4 girls philosophy as you communicate it. I'm looking through the log right now. Does community rewards show rewards by the service unit, or is there a way to track it for our service unit? Unfortunately, no, because of the way the community rewards come in, it comes into the council. And that's why we've separated out those goals. While you're still supporting the Family Partnership campaign, the community rewards goes toward that $16,000 number that we showed. So it's really helping everyone overall. It does not count toward the service unit goal. It looks like everything else that is in the log is actually some great ideas that have come through. So thank you for sharing all of that and for participating this afternoon. We do also appreciate your feedback, and we will be sending you a survey via email within the next 24 hours just to let us know, was this beneficial to you? Did it help you out? And is there something we can do better? A question just popped up that I actually want to call out. Can we do a recognition for which troops have families give the most, or would that cause hard feelings? You know your service units better than anyone, and if this is something that you do with other events throughout the year, you absolutely can recognize those that are doing great things. There's nothing wrong with recognition and appreciation. So sure, take time out and recognize those that are doing great things. What I might not do is call out those that have not contributed yet. Just celebrate those that are. Thanks, Bobby, for asking that question. Hope you all have a great afternoon, and of course, we hope you have a great Girl Scout year. And on behalf of me and Leslie and the entire Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, thanks for all you do. We can't do it without you. Have a great day.